Hello and welcome back to the Wynncraft Ultimate Player Guide. This chapter we're going to talk all about dungeons, how effective they are, where to buy the keys, the rewards, and that kind of thing. I suppose let's get started with what they are and how many of them we have. Dungeons are challenges for the player around certain levels. There are 5 dungeons which require keys, which you can either buy or get from mob drops, and 3 mini dungeons which don't require keys to run them. There's also a future plan for elemental dungeons in Gavel, but as of this video's release, they are not fully finished. I suppose let's run through them and break them down. Now, before we get started, I want to say the amount of XP you get depends on a few different factors, including your XP bonuses, the level you are in each dungeon, and so on. So I won't list the XP rewards. I will, however, say that dungeon running can be a very efficient way to level up in Wynn. The first dungeon is the Skeleton Dungeon. For a suggested level of 9, this dungeon is located here, outside of Ragni at these chords. X, -916, and Z, -1888. There are 2 key merchants for this one. One is located here at -889 and Z -1793, and another one here at X -460 and Z -1607. They will cost you 20 emeralds apiece. The Skeleton Dungeon is a dungeon focused mainly on parkour. The boss for this dungeon is Witherhead, a level 15 skeleton. The reward for this dungeon is going to be a key to the next dungeon, the Spider Key. The next dungeon is the Spider Dungeon, level 18, and located here in the Nivla Forest at the chords X -171, Z -1820. The one and only key merchant is found here in the Nivla Village at -241, Z -1407. Each key costs 40 emeralds. This dungeon is a heavily battle-focused dungeon requiring you to fight through long tunnels of spiders. This dungeon's boss is Arcadicus, a level 25 spider that spawns minion spider babbies. Just like before, you will get the next tier dungeon key. After that is the Animal Dungeon at level 24. You can find it here at X -263, Z -1045 on this massive bridge. The keys aren't too far away in the Time Valley at X -236 and Z -1185 for 1 emerald block each. This dungeon's main challenge is its parkour. However, there is a somewhat big puzzle before it. The boss here is the Lava Cow at level 36. He is a ranged mob, but he is pretty slow, so you should be able to just strafe around him and kill him. The second to the last main dungeon is the Zombie Dungeon, located here by Saints Row at X +230 and Z -1951. This dungeon has one of the closest key merchants, only being 100 blocks away or so, at X 352, Z -2071. They cost 2 emerald blocks each, and you will need to finish the Grave Digger quest in order to get into this graveyard. The Zombie Dungeon is a almost all battle with only 1 stretch of parkour and 1 puzzle. The rest of the dungeon is fighting. The boss for this one is Charon, a zombie being level 38. Only being 2 levels above the last boss, he shouldn't be too much harder for you to kill. For the last of our main dungeons is the Silverfish Dungeon here at the back of the Almuj Desert at X 1400, Z -1840. Its key merchant is in the tomb for the Wynn Site A quest and costs 4 emerald blocks at 1210, Z 1741. This dungeon, in my mind at least, is pretty balanced with puzzles and parkour, with battles shortly ahead of them. The boss is Sand Witch, a witch mob, of course, at level 45. She can heal herself, so you kind of have to throw as much damage at her as you can. Just so you know, before we start, the mini dungeons do not require anything to run, so their rewards aren't as great as the main dungeons. Now, let's rapid fire these mini dungeons. The first is the Ice Dungeon, a level 40 dungeon located here in Nessic at X positive 177, Z negative 665. It is a battle dungeon with a level 47 snowman boss named Abdominal Snowman. Next would be the Ocean Dungeon if it wasn't still broken as of this video, so unfortunately, it's uncompletable. The last one, however, is completable. It's the Jungle Dungeon found here in the jungle next to Troms. A level 60 dungeon, again a battle dungeon with a level 68 slime boss named Sliam. This is going to go ahead and wrap up the chapter for today. Join me back tomorrow as we talk all about elements.